Hi, I'm Lois Sonstegard, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how do you increase your value to an organization. You see, an organization will decide who they're going to keep. If they have to have cuts, they're going to decide who they're going to keep based on who's making a contribution. Well, they do that generally out of the CFO's office. So numbers are key. And I think many times we don't think through how to put what we do into financial terms so people can really understand what it is that we're doing. So one of the things that is so simple, so easy to do, and yet so seldom done is to simply take a look at what are the things that increase productivity and profitability within your work group. And again, I'm a stickler for measurement. Know where you're at right now before you begin, because it doesn't do you any good to measure 6 months down the road and say, I think it changed. No, you have to know, did it change? And you've got to be able to show it. So one of the things that there are tools out there that allow you to measure these things. And one of the ones that, number one, that's of importance is looking at the clarity of message. And you may say, well, I'm a really good communicator. People know what it is that they're supposed to do. I make it really clear. I send out emails and I follow up. But is it clear? What Gallup research has told us is that when you increase the number of people, out of 10 people by 2 people that feel that they have more clarity, so 2 more people out of 10 have more clarity than had before, you have increased profitability by 7%. Well, think of it. Look at your budget. How big is your budget? Multiply that by 7%. If you have $1 million budget, what is that, $70,000? If it's a $10 million budget, it's a $700,000 impact. If you decrease, on the other hand, the number of people who think that they have clear understanding of what it is that's expected of them, you will have decreased profitability by that same percent. So keep track of these things. When you talk about what it is that you're doing and how you're making an impact on your group, measure it. Are you really increasing clarity? Do people know what it is that they're supposed to do? Can they reflect it back to you? Because see, many times what happens is we're the leader. We tell people what to do. We know it's clear because it's in our heads as being clear, right? But we have all the background data. We know the big picture that all this is fitting into. The person we're handing this off to may not have any of that information. And they're trying to find context. They're trying to find hooks to put things on. And if they're lacking, they make them up, because our minds are like holograms. We fill them in to complete the picture so we can do what it is that needs to be done. Be very clear. Ask, are you clear about what is done? And then if it doesn't come back the way you expected, and it seems that there was not clarity, ask what went wrong. You see, I think that one of the things that I've learned in working with multinational companies is that, especially when you have cultural differences, we're sure that we communicated correctly and appropriately. And when things come back not the way we expected, we begin to think that the other person is less than, maybe dumb, maybe inadequate, and the list goes on. And then we begin to treat them that way. When in reality, it may be we who are dumb, who are short-sighted, because we didn't really understand what was missing for our message to be clear. So clarity has an impact of 7%. Think of that. One of the people that I love that talks a lot about clarity says, make sure that you have said the same thing in so many different ways that there's a vivid image in people's minds about what it is that you're creating. Paint it. Does it look blue? Does it look red? Does it look exciting? Does it have dark hues? Is it heavy? Is it a big thing to push? create it in pictures in the mind. So when they're sitting back in their office or their cubicle and they're making decisions, that picture can come up and they'll go, okay, that's what it is that I'm trying to get to. That's the picture. These are the things that go to making up that picture. Now I know what to do. Clarity means creating such a clear, vivid picture, a vibrant picture in people's minds that there's no chance for misunderstanding or misinterpretation. So that's my key in this masterclass for you. And I look forward to talking with you in the next one. Thanks much.